Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This video tutorial is relatively small compared to some of the other videos for Algebra 2 Goal 1, but specifically it has to deal with a couple of topics that tend to unlock a small metric mountain of DSA topics. So we got to get them taken care of first, especially since what we're going to be learning in this particular video tends to have particular particular interest for certain topics as we move forward. All right, so first things first, we got to talk about set builder notation. More than anything else, we're just getting used to how we're going to be doing this, because looking at that is a bit of a mess to read. Ultimately, what it says is Q is the set of all real numbers Z, such as Z is an integer and is between -4 and -3. So all you want to do is actually physically list its elements. That's all we're doing. So we're going to put in some squiggle brackets, and then what do we have? The numbers between, it's an integer, so it's between -4 and -3. Can we use -4? Nope, because there's not an or equal to. So what can we use -3? Yep, and that's all we've got. How about over here, between -1 and 3? Let's see, we have -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Can we use 3? Yes, because it's an or equal to. Can we use -1? No, because it's not or equal to. So therefore, there's my entire list. All right, that seems not so bad. We're just doing some squiggles and we're doing some number lists. That's doable, we're fine. Next up, graph it on the number line and then write using interval notation. This is the actual new stuff. So here's what you need to know. If your dot on your number line is open, or if you're dealing with the number infinity, you are going to be using parentheses. If your dot on the number line is closed, then we are going to be using brackets. That's the key for this right here. So if we're looking at this one to start with, we have the open circle, it's greater than, so it goes this way, but what does the actual interval notation mean? You need to know what your start and your stop is. So your start is at 3, and your stop is, what now? It doesn't stop, it goes on forever. So what's the word for forever? Infinite! Thank you, other Ms. Dubois. The other word for forever is infinite. So with that in mind, 3 is open, it's a parentheses. Infinity is, well, infinity, so we're going to use parentheses. How about over here? Now instead of using an infinity, we actually have it between two numbers. So we're looking at -7, which is closed, and then -4, Ms. Dubois, actually read the signs there, which is closed as well, and then we're squiggling everything in between. What's our interval notation? Well, where does it start? -7. Where does it stop? -4. And since both of them are filled in, we know we're going to be using brackets. Okay, so far so good. And then union, that's another one, and then intersection. So they tend to give you symbols for those, just so you know. And again, more things for your notes. If you have a U, that means union, which makes sense. You know, U for union, that has the same letter start, we're good. If it's an upside down U where it looks kind of like an N, it is an intersection. That's what you're going to be looking for, and that's how you measure out your key phrases. So if we're looking for G union I, what union means is you're going to list everything. Everything and their brother, okay? So looking at that, what do we have? We have B, C, E, G, K, and J. That is everything in the sequence. What about G intersect I? How do we do that? Well, intersection is what they have in common. So the question is, do any of these numbers repeat down here or vice versa? No? Then there's a special symbol for that. We call that the null set. Okay? Over here, we want, let's see here, intersection. So M intersect B. B, K, G, G, H, K. You see how there's a K in both of those? That's your intersection because that's what they have in common. What about M union B? You're listing everything you can think of. So B, G, H, K. We don't need to write K twice, and then J. And now to round ourselves off, last topic. B and C are the sets of real numbers as defined as follows. Write B union C and B intersect C using interval notation. This is one where it's actually a little bit easier to set it up on a number line visually. We know that we have a 2 and we know that we have an 8. 2 is closed and then we are less than, so we're squiggling this way. B is open and it's greater than, so we're squiggling that way. Okay, so B union C, we're going to be listing that, and again, we're using the interval notation, so in case you've forgotten, parentheses is when it's open or infinity. It's brackets if it is closed. So we're going from negative infinity, because that's our endpoint, to 2. 2 is closed, infinity is open because it's an open-ended number. And union also uses as an and. We have 8, which is open, and then we go off to infinity again, which is open, parentheses, Mr. Blanc. B intersect C. Do they have anything in common? In other words, is there any overlap? No. So therefore, we're going to use null set again. Over here, we're going to set ourselves up yet again. We have 1 and 8. Okay, 1 and 8. 1 is open, which is going to be less than, and then 8 is closed, and then it is going to be greater than. Oh, see, that's the same thing as before. You know what? I'm going to executive override and change this so we can make it something more palatable. So we're going to cross these. We're going to, what will we do? We'll cross this out in its entirety, and we're going to replace it with, how about a greater than or equal to? That will make for nice drama. So now we can set this up. That was terrible. Let's try that again. There, straight line is straight. Okay, so now we still have the 1 and we still have the 8. 1 is going to be greater than or equal to, and so they were going to be squiggling this way. And then 8 is also going to be greater than or equal to, and then we're squiggling this way. See that? There's a thing that's shaded by both. It is shaded by both. That's almost like that's important or something. How convenient. So, first things first, we're going to have D union C. What are we going to be doing for that? Well, we're starting at 1, because that's where our bracket goes. And then it goes all the way over to infinity and beyond, which is open-ended. Okay? What about D intersect C? Well, I mean, this whole area is kind of nice and all, but it's a little isolated because it's not with anyone. This here is the part that has all of the extra shading. So we're starting at 8 and then off into infinity and beyond, which is open-ended. So again, very, very short series of topics, but it unlocks a bunch of DSA questions. Hopefully this helps you as you start rounding out your goal 1 and getting your 85%. As always, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. I'll see you in the next one.